Welcome to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. With the upcoming holidays that we just celebrated, Thanksgiving, and also the upcoming holiday of Christmas, we wanted to know what the pickup would be for our garbage, and the person that knows a lot about that and has been with the city for about 28 years and has a finger on the pulse is none other than Ronnie Cantrell, the Public Works Operations Manager. Ronnie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's good to have you on the show and to sit down with you. And I know that, and I want to hope that you and your family had a very happy Thanksgiving, and we're getting ready to move into the next phase of holidays. But I always like to say, I think people, when we go into Thanksgiving, I think it's a holiday all the way to about January the 4th in a lot of cases.
That's about right. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's really good.
Well, Ronnie, talk a little bit about your role there as the Public Works Operations Manager.
I'm the Public Works Operation Manager. I'm over the sanitation department, which consists of residential garbage, trash collection, landfill recycling, commercial sanitation. Okay. Then I'm over the street department, which is the streets and the sidewalks and the curbs. Okay. Over landscape and cemeteries, which is the parks and the cemeteries.
Pretty big job there.
Yeah, it's a pretty big job.
Right, well, and I know that you've been here with us for 28 years, and before we came on, you just kind of tell them a little bit about your journey through the city. Talk a little bit about that, where you started out with, how you started out and where you started out.
Yes, sir. I actually started out in 1986 as a garbage collector on the back of a garbage truck, going from house to house, walking down the driveways, getting the garbage back then, bringing it back to the truck. Then after about 6 months, I got moved up to a scooter driver, driving them little three-wheel carts.
I remember those.
Right, and I drove that for about a year, and then I got moved up to a truck driver, a garbage truck driver, and I drove that for a couple of years. And
you've seen a few changes over the times, haven't you?
Yes, sir. I went a long way through the ranks. I come up, and then I was a sweeper operator, and then a trash loader operator. Okay. And I was promoted in '96 to the office. Okay. And been in the office ever since.
Well, very good. And Ronnie, it's people like you that help to keep this city in the shape that it's kept in. We're going to talk a little bit about the number of people that you have to do a couple of specific jobs here in our city. But I know that the holidays coming up and the schedules are going to change somewhat. Right. Let's take the upcoming Christmas holiday. I think the changes that will be taking place there.
Yes, sir. On Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is on Tuesday and Wednesday this year, as you may know. Christmas Eve, the sanitation department, the residential garbage collection, will be picking up Tuesday's garbage route on Christmas Eve.
Okay. All right.
And we're going to run extra garbage trucks that day, so we're asking all the citizens that live on Tuesday's route to have your garbage out early. I know sometimes your garbage, some people have their garbage, where every week we pick it up after lunch, and they got that schedule in their mind, so they wait till after lunch. But we're asking on Christmas Eve that you put it out by 7 in the morning, because we're going to have extra garbage trucks out so our employees can go home and enjoy the recognized holiday of Christmas Eve, because it is a city holiday.
Absolutely.
But we have to work that day to get the garbage up because of not having to work the weekends.
That's right. And help the public to understand, you guys only work, 4 days a week? Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Four 10-hour days, and it's guaranteed pickup. So if you're on Monday's route, we pick it up on Monday.
Right.
And
okay.
So that would, we'd have to shift the days. Like Christmas Day is on Wednesday, which we will not work that day, but Wednesday's route will be worked Thursday that day.
Okay. All right.
And then Thursday's route will be worked Friday, and then they'll be off Saturday and Sunday.
Right. So everything kind of get pushed a day back.
Shift the day back. Right.
So definitely want to make sure that the citizens know, put the dumpsters out early.
Right. It's best to actually put them out the day before. The city code actually says that the garbage cans should be out by 6:30 the day of pickup.
Okay.
So you can actually put it out the night before, and you don't have any problem. You have 24 hours to put the can out and pick it back up.
That's right.
So that's not going to affect you any. But it's always easier to put it out than us to have, because some of the holidays, like the recent holiday of Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving was a recognized holiday by the city, but we worked that day, and there were a lot of garbage that was not out. Okay. Which creates a problem for the people and us, because we get calls and have to go back and get it. Right.
That's right. Now you also said something there, Ronnie, that we need the public to understand, and I'm sure most of them already understand that the code, the ordinance calls for them to remove their garbage container from the curb within a 24-hour period of time. So just kind of reiterate that if you don't mind.
That's right. There's a code in the code book that says all the garbage cans have to be off the street by 24 hours after collection day. A lot of people still leave the cans out. We do have a process in place to address that, and it could end up, in the long run, costing you extra money to have your garbage out, can all out the time.
Okay.
It's better if you remove your can within the first 24 hours, get it off the street. That way it makes the neighborhood look good. It keeps, everything on schedule.
Right. Well, good. We definitely want to make sure that they understand that.
Right.
All right. New Year's Day, because that's going to follow the week after.
Right.
So I know that the schedules will be kind of pushed back there.
That's
again.
right. New Year's Day is on Wednesday, and we will not collect any garbage on New Year's Day.
Okay.
New Year's Eve is a regular work day, so it's not a holiday, so we'll be picking up Tuesday on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And then Wednesday's garbage, which is New Year's Day, will be picked up Thursday, and Thursday's garbage will be picked up Friday, just like the week before.
Okay. So that Tuesday will be a full day of pickup.
Right, a regular full day of pickup.
All right. Well, very good. And then I know that we have the MLK Martin Luther King that will be coming up in January as well. So that the schedule may be somewhat altered as well.
Right. Martin Luther King is on Monday the 20th, which will push every route back a day. It is a recognized holiday by the city. All of our employees will be off. So the Monday route will be on Tuesday and so forth until the week. Every day will be pushed back a day.
Pushed back a day.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Well, very good. And we definitely want to make sure that the citizens understand that, because I know that, with the Christmas coming up, New Year's, there may be some extra trash that they have to dispose of. So make sure that they adhere to those holiday pickup dates. Now, let's talk for a moment, Ronnie. We're talking about 4 10-hour shifts.
That's right.
Trash, garbage, and so forth. And we're going to distinguish between the two, because garbage is household garbage, and then
Right.
you have your trash, which is limbs, debris, and things of that nature.
That's right.
How many people do you have to pick up household garbage?
Household garbage, the entire crew consists of eight people, 8 guys.
8 individuals pick up this entire city.
Yes. They
And-
average picking up about 2,400 cans a day.
Whoa, that's a lot, isn't it?
Yes, sir, for 8 people.
Now,
Yes.
of those 8, is that 8 individuals that's picking up, or is that 8 that pick up and drive the truck, or how's
That's
that?
including drivers. We have 2 drivers that drive the big trucks. We have 2 collectors on both of their trucks on the back. And then we have 2 small trucks that does the special needs
Okay.
and backdoor service. And them 2 individuals drive 2 little garbage trucks, and they're by themselves. So they drive the truck and dump the cans.
And pick up.
Each one of them are responsible for about 300 cans a day apiece.
Whoa,
And then the 2 on the back of the garbage trucks, they dump between 600 and 800 cans a day apiece.
that's a lot. That's
Yes,
a
sir.
lot for
Yes, sir.
for 8 individuals that pick up the entire city there.
Yes, sir.
Now, and we talk about because I know people will be doing some leaf raking and limbs and trimming and things of that nature. Now, do these same 8 pick up limbs and debris of that nature, or do you have a different?
No, sir,
crew?
we have a different 8 that picks them
Okay.
up. We run 4 trash trucks. That trash is the stuff on the curb, the limbs and leaves are your boxes and furniture and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we run 4 trash trucks, 2 knuckle boom loaders with the claws on it to pick up, and 2 without that empty the trailers, but they also load by hand while the loaders are out on the street.
Oh, okay.
So we use 8 people to do that too, and they run the same routes as the garbage guys, and they pick up the same amount of houses.
That's great. And these guys work in all kind of conditions: rain, sleet, snow. We don't get a lot of snow and sleet, but rain, the hot, and everything.
Yes, sir. They work in some of the worst weather conditions you can imagine. If you remember a couple days last week, it was raining and in the 30s. They were out there riding on the back of the garbage trucks, picking up garbage.
Mm-hmm.
They were out there picking up limbs and leaves.
That's right. Getting the city cleaned up.
Keeping the city cleaned up.
That's
and
right.
It's a very, it's a very demanding job.
It is, absolutely. And we want to make sure that those guys know that we thoroughly appreciate them for the hard work and dedication that they do, because you were talking a little bit about vacation time. I think most of them very seldom take any vacation time, if I
Yes, sir.
understand correctly.
They work. They're pretty dedicated, believe it or not.
Well, very good. We
It's a
thank
very
you.
hard job to do because I've done it before. So
Absolutely.
I know.
Talk a little bit about Ronnie, if you don't mind, because you're going to have some dumpsters set out in some various locations over the holidays too. Talk about some of those locations.
Yes, sir. During the Christmas holidays, from the day the school lets out, probably the 23rd, Monday to 23rd, of December, we'll start putting out holiday dumpsters.
Okay.
And they'll be set out at various locations through the city, and that will be announced. The locations will be announced later, but they're pretty much close to the same as always. We'll have some at Granger, some of the schools will have some Some neighborhoods like Brenda Boulevard neighborhood and Colquitt Street, they'll have some, but we'll have a schedule. We'll post it on our website. We'll post it on the TV station.
Okay.
And we put it in the newspaper also.
Okay.
So that will be out where the public can see it.
Very good. Talk a little bit about some items that cannot go into these dumps, because I know sometimes people, there's a dumpster, and won't just throw anything in there. What are some items that cannot be put in those?
You don't need to put any tires in the dumpster, any kind of liquids, no paints, no oils, any kind of free liquids, we can't put them in the dumpster. But, if you've got this is your opportunity. If you've got old furniture, some stuff that's been laying around the house, this is your opportunity to throw it away without putting it in front of your house and letting it sit there till we get around on collection day.
Oh, okay.
And, and we'll be checking them throughout both weeks. And we'll probably pick them up the day before the school starts, so they'll be out over a week.
Oh, okay. Well, very good. Talk a little bit, I think next year, 2014, this pickup schedules may change somewhat. Talk about that a little bit, Ronnie, before we close out.
Yes, sir. We'll have the new trash schedules going out in the January bills. They'll be in your utility bills, so please look for them. And there'll be the new schedule for next year, and it'll have the trash schedule on there, what days we collection, what days we're off.
Okay.
I would like them to note that it does say on the schedule that the day after Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve is a paid holiday.
Okay.
But those 2 days we work.
Okay.
So them are the 2 days that's the confusion, they're on the calendar as a paid holiday, which they are, but we work them 2 days.
Okay.
But the rest of the holidays are recognized by the residential garbage and trash collection.
Okay. Well, very good. Well, Ronnie, to you and all the men there in the sanitation department and throughout the public works area there as well, we want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and thank you all for the dedicated work that you do to help keep our city clean.
Thank you, and I really enjoyed being here, and I appreciate the opportunity to get on and explain our process, because it really helps.
Not a problem, Ronnie. Anytime.
Our operations.
All right. Anytime,
All right.
Ronnie.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment. Welcome back to City Week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have a gentleman on that is a long-time standing icon in this city, he and his wife Bo, and my junior high principal, none other than Oliver Green. Mr. Green, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Alton. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you, even though I see you and talk to you just about on a daily basis.
That is right.
I think this is the first time we sat down on television in quite some time.
In about 2 years.
Okay, well, very good. Well, we're here today to talk a little bit about the Alpha Multipurpose Center and some of the things that they're doing in the community. And you have been the director there for a very long time. Talk a little bit about some of the things, well, first of all, your role as the director of the Alpha Multipurpose Center.
Well, I have the responsibility at the Alpha Multipurpose Center to see that it's properly run correctly, and we try to secure occupants in the building that will be of service to the community. The occupants that occupy the building on a rental or loan basis, their objectives must be consistent with those of the Alpha Multipurpose Center, and that is providing services for young people to help to eliminate the problems of teen pregnancy, smoking, obesity, all the health-related problems, as well as social problems as it deals with how you control peer pressure and all these things that affect young people. That is the basic focus of the Alpha Multipurpose Center. And as a result of that, we have a program called Too Good for Drugs and Life Skills. And this program is scientifically or evidence-based, and we use that program to work with young people from the ages of 9 until 19. And we have a program that once they complete the program, they're presented a certificate indicating that they have gone through the program. And the programs last for 8 to 10 weeks. And after that period, we start with another group. Presently, right now, we have about 12 people in the group that meet every Wednesday night. And we have the instructors that have been trained through Too Good for Drugs. It is a foundation based in Tampa, Florida, that provides the materials for us. And once the program is completed at the end of the year, it is then presented. The pre and post tests are given to the Center for Community Studies. They analyze the data, send it back to us, and then we can see what progress we've made with the various programs. with which we have worked.
Yeah, and I know we've been a part of that for a long time.
Very
man.
long time.
Very long time, man. And we're appreciative of the kids that come out and the parents that come out and support the programs, because even though we've been doing it for a long time, there's still a lot of work to do.
Always a tremendous amount of work to do in the area of
Absolutely.
teen pregnancy, particularly that area, as well as other problems that confront young people.
Absolutely.
Who are, and we try to encourage them to go and finish high school. And we have people from the police department, from the health profession, from the religious profession, all come in during the year to help us with the children.
Right, and we're appreciative of their services as well.
Of course.
Let's talk a little bit about, I know that the Alpha Multipurpose Center has an involvement with the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha, and there's going to be a celebration coming up in January that we want to get word out about as well. Talk about the involvement of the Alpha Multipurpose Center with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity.
The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity was established in LaGrange as a local chapter in 1964. The fraternity was started in 1906 at Cornell University. The fraternity approached the City of LaGrange in 1992 regarding the acquisition of the Dawson Street property that had been closed as a result of reorganization by the State Department of Education. We went through the process of trying to secure the building, and we were successful in securing the building from the City of LaGrange with the understanding that we would have a lease for at least 15 years. That term expired about 4 years ago, so we have another lease now for another 15 years. That goes till about 2021 or 22.
Right.
We were able to get a school in around 2000 that was called the Dawson Street Christian Academy, and we served them for about 10 or 12 years. Unfortunately, this year they chose another site to go to, and we're in the process now of trying to secure other occupants that might want to come into the building. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity laid the foundation in terms of legal matters for the Alpha Multipurpose Center. So we have a board of directors that was organized, and we're 501c tax-exempt status. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity has a board of directors of about 12 people, and there are members from the fraternity on the board, as well as members of the general community.
That's right.
So we hope that as a result of that, we can involve the community.
That's right.
And many of the programs that we carry on. And we've had a number of programs there during the years.
And speaking of programs, I know that the Alpha Multipurpose Center, along with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, will be having a celebration, 50 years. The fraternity, well, the chapter has been organized here in the community for 50 years, providing services to West Georgia and surrounding areas for a period of 50 years. And in January, we're going to be kind of showcasing that.
Of course.
Talk a little bit about that for us.
We have already begun to work with the general community and with the members of the fraternity and with the members of the board of directors for the Alpha Multipurpose Center. The Alpha Multipurpose Center will sponsor the 50th anniversary for the fraternity, and this fraternity will start in LaGrange in 1964. And I happen to be one of the charter members.
One of the founding members.
Which means I'm very old, but I have to accept that with grace.
That's right.
And we have presently about 21 or 22 members that are in the fraternity. And we're working jointly with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. The Alpha Multipurpose Center will be the sponsor. And we hope that our business establishment, as well as those persons who are interested, will provide funding for the advertisements and sponsorships that we will be soliciting and have already begun to solicit funds for them. We will have 3 days of celebration. The first day will be January the 17th. We have a display of our paraphernalia, of our programs that we've had during the last 50 years at LaGrange College. And this is done in connection with the Frank and Laura Lewis Library at the college. Frank Lewis was one of the charter members of our fraternity. So we think it's appropriate that, and we thank the college for providing us the opportunity to display some of the work that we have done at the Alpha Center and with the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, because Frank was one of the first African Americans staff at the college, and then later on he became a member of the board of trustees. So we're pleased that the college has made this provision. The program, the display will start January the 17th from 3 until about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
And it will go through maybe a month or so. We'll have some display.
Okay.
But the staff at the college, the staff has been extremely helpful in helping us to implement these programs, and we want to express our appreciation to Dr. Mack Alexander as well as the library staff for being so positive as we attempt to celebrate 50 years. We at one time had a chapter at LaGrange College named Pi Tau, but based on the restrictions of the fraternity, we must have at least 7 members, and they must maintain an average of a 2.5 or 2.8 average to become a member. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get that chapter reinstated, but we're working on that. So very soon we hope to restore that chapter at the college. So, and then on the 19th, on the 18th of January, we'll have the grand celebration at Best Western in LaGrange. Our featured speaker for that particular event would be Dr. Attorney Milton Carver Davis, who is one of the past general presidents of the fraternity. And Attorney Davis is one of the noted attorneys throughout the country. He's often called on to bring speeches and things of that nature. And he is really the author of the program that deals with how you deal with young people in terms of admission into the fraternity. Risk management, we call it.
Right.
So he is really the author of that, and this was begun maybe 20 years ago under his authorship. We've been able to get many of our programs through, and of course, we have minimized some of the programs of hazing, but it's still a problem. We will be addressing those problems in the future. But he would be our guest speaker that particular, that's a Saturday night.
Right.
And there are sponsorship letters as well as patrons and ads that have already gone out to the business establishment, and we'll be working with the individual volunteers in the community to make this program very successful. Then on Sunday, the 19th, we'll have our final celebration at Warren Temple United Methodist Church, and we have not chosen the speaker as yet, and we have one in progress, and that will be a celebration that will end the celebration of 50 years of service to Meriwether County, Troup County, Coweta County, Muskogee County, and other surrounding areas in West Georgia. And many of our students that have gone through the programs at the Alpha Multipurpose Center, many of them have been the recipients of the Alpha scholarships.
That's right.
And we have more than, I don't know, maybe we've given more than $200,000 to young people to go to college, young men as well as young women. We have what is known as the Alpha Miss Black and Gold. Those funds are used to provide funding for young men and young women to go to college.
That's right.
And those young ladies who receive the highest award will receive a scholarship to college, as well as the young men are chosen on the basis of an interview based on their submitting an application through the counselors at the high school for the scholarship.
That's right. Now, if there was someone, we do want to make sure that the general public know that the events are open to the public.
Open to the public,
and then,
correct.
Just in case someone was watching and they wanted to make a donation, say, well, I remember my son or my daughter went through programs there. If there was someone that was watching that wanted to make a donation, give them an address where they can make those donations.
Those donations may be made by check, and the check must be written to the Alpha Multipurpose Center, 200 North Dawson Street, LaGrange, Georgia, or Post Office Box 1818, LaGrange, Georgia. So anybody that wants to make a contribution toward these ends, we'll be happy to receive it. And we want to thank the participants in the past for having made this facility available. The Callaway Foundation in particular provided over $600,000 to renovate the old Dawson Street School.
That's right.
And that's where we use for our programs. And many of the other individuals in the community, other business establishments have made contributions as well.
Absolutely.
And we want to thank them for what they have done, because if it had not been for them, we would not have been as successful as we think we've been.
That's right. And we want to also make sure that we thank you, Brother Green, for being there for such a very long time, imparting with us your wisdom, your knowledge. And I think you perhaps have forgotten more than any of us have learned in our course of time. So we say thank you very much for being there at the directorship, and also to share your wisdom and knowledge knowledge about the fraternity too, because it's definitely paramount.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you for being on the show
Yeah,
today.
and I want to simply say we want to thank the City Council of LaGrange
That's right.
for the work, for the interest they have in. We were able to secure the building through the center,
That's right.
and as a result of that, there has been continuous cooperation with the members of the City Council and the workers in the City Council.
Well, thank you very much, and I know they greatly appreciate the work that we do in the community, and definitely we want to hopefully be around for another 50 years providing these services to the community.
I hope you're alive back there.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you very much, Brother
You're
Lee, for
quite
being on the
welcome.
show today. All
It's,
right.
it's good to join another student of
It
mine.
is. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We'll be back for more City Week in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining for City Week this week. My guests have been from the City of LaGrange, the Public Works Operations Manager, Ronnie Cantrell, as he talked about the Christmas holiday pickup schedule, along with the other 2 holidays that will be following. So make sure that you keep those in mind. And ladies and gentlemen, also know that they'll have out extra dumpsters for household trash and garbage of that nature. So keep that in mind as well. Also, I had on from the Alpha Multipurpose Center, Oliver Green, the director, as he talked about the services that the center has provided here for the last 50 years, and also a gala that will be taking place the weekend of January the 17th through the 19th. So come out and support and see what we've been doing in the community for the last 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed those interviews, and always I want to invite you back for more of City Week, but I also want to wish each and every one of you a very Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year.